the president that run the bank had negotiated to sell the bank without the board members even knowing it, basically. And the price was ridiculously high. In other words, but the stock was about a $15 stock, and it sold for 120. And the boss was the one that made the presentation. It was him going to buy it, and he had a printout, of what the thing was, and what he's going to do. And I had scanned over it today before I went down to listen to his speech. And that night I studied the thing. Well, the next morning I went down there. I said, Mr. DeBose. He said, yeah. I said, you told me 2 bald-faced lies yesterday. He said, son, all I can tell you is caught me. That was his only reply. Well, I passed it around. I said, you best not to mess with that bank. I took my money. I didn't want no stock in it. Because a fella that comes lying, he ain't gonna stop lying, basically. I knew things was getting bad because I had trouble even getting my interest every month.
You loaned them $1 million, right?
$1 million, but it was for 1 year. First, I called the FDIC when they refused payment to pay it off. I went to the FDIC, and the lady runs it, says, get you a lawyer today. Don't wait, get it today. Daphne got involved in it, and she calls him up and tells him to come down to her office at the Piggly Wiggly. So he went down there, and she's as gentle as she can be and good, but she can scare you too. Not that she means it, but anyhow, she told him, says, I know you got them originals. You got till in the morning to bring them, or you will be done away with shortly.
Daddy told me when they were supposed to repay the principal amount, and he told me that they didn't pay it. And so I asked Daddy to get me the documentation and let me see it. And so I looked at the papers, and the papers were not in order. So I called Mark Edenfield, who was the president of the bank.
Chief financial officer.
Yeah, he was the chief financial officer. And I asked Mark I told him that I needed the original papers. And he said that he did not have them, that they were, that Terry DeBose had them. And I told him bullshit. And so I told him that he needed to have a copy of the papers to me by the next day, 12 o'clock noon. And if not, then more than likely, my face would be the last face his mother would see. And about 20 minutes later, he was at my office with the complete set of original papers. And Mark has a heart problem, and he was out of breath. He was having trouble breathing. Excuse me. So I told him, I said, Mark, you need to sit down. I said, if you have a heart attack, I'm not going to call 911, and I'm certainly not going to blow. I said, I'm just going to step over you and lock the door behind me and have somebody clean the office. And then Mark asked me, he said, will you please call your daddy and tell him that I brought these statements? And I said, you know what, Mark? Go to hell. I will do everything I can to get your ass put in jail, because my daddy trusted you. These papers say that Daddy was in Alabama when he signed these papers. During this time, Daddy was sick. I have a diary of what Daddy did every hour on the hour. You screwed my daddy over. I said, go to hell. I'm not calling my daddy and telling him a damn thing. And furthermore, if you go near my daddy and do anything to bother him, I said, you will regret it.